Hello and welcome to World of Tanks with me, Menthel. This is me playing in the Comet on Stalingrad in a tier 9 match. Not the best of matchmaking, but only 3 tier 9s, so I'm sure we'll have a decent game. So off down onto the beach, riverside, whatever you may call it, for some early work. A few ridges and other bits of cover to hide behind where you can put the Comet's turret armour, or at least in lower tier games than this, into action and hopefully get a few shots in. So making our way down here, I'm going to hide just on the side of these buildings behind one of the piles of rubble for the first point, just to see what we can spot. The team have already spotted some the enemy coming through the middle, but nothing is yet down this side. Just going to have a few peeks, see what comes down. You usually manage to spot something, although if they come right along the back line you don't often see them. Keep on looking, nothing much coming, so I decide to make my way down to the beach slope. Often people can get to this part without being spotted, so I'm going to pop down here, pop behind this ridge and see what else we can see. Bit of a skid, but hey, I do love the Comet. The mobility's great and the gun handling, because you get the vert stabs and the tier 7s, is so much better than the Cromwell. Spot a T29, managed to bounce off it, and spot a T34-100 as well. Going to duck back having been spotted and see if we can do some work from behind this slope and bridge at the same time. Take a punt at the T29. Don't know how I hit him, I do somehow. And then the Indian Panzer appears as well, so put some shots into him. It's going to keep popping backwards and forwards from here, but it's not the best of positions because you're going to be quite exposed, and this 3002 is also attracting some attention, so pop backwards and forwards, get a few shots in if we can, and then examine the situation. I'll take a punt at the turret of that Indian Panzer, but probably unlikely to go through with the 140 odd pen on the Comet. Decide to make my way back into the middle, having looked at the situation, see that my colleagues have got some people occupied in this kind of west side of the city. So I'm going to make my way to the back. See, there's a T-20 HCC on his own, so take a shot into the tracks, just mind that, and then one into the side booby, and he's dead, which was nice. Going to keep flanking around now. This T69 is thoroughly distracted by the opposition, so I'm just going to pump a few shots into him, try and track him, don't get the tracking shot. A couple more shots before he's then taken out. Time to turn around, go back to the enemies that we were shooting at beforehand. Hopefully use the cover of these buildings and not be seen. The T29 and the Indian Panzer are peeking. Take the shot through the wall and manage to track him. And then the cavalry arrives, give me plenty of assistance damage and the shots into his tracks. Managed to bounce that one off his tracks, another one in, down he goes. Now I need to go after this 34-100 and the T29, but you can see that the 34-100 quickly evaporates in front of the guns of the team. Deciding that the T29 is isolated at this point and go after him. Should be able to beat his gun traverse. Luckily bounce that off his tracks and get around the back of him, get some shots in. Bit of a mistake, it's quite sluggish on the hill, then to go backwards. No idea why I should have gone round forwards, really might have got under his gun, but no, took a shot. But instead, no, I'm beating his reload, pump a couple of shots into him, get the kill. Looking at the map, thinking, oh, we'll go and get one's going to our base, but of course artillery pays me attention. Always shoot at the tier 7 tank in a tier 9 match in your artillery, always a good idea. Now on my way back to base, the enemy have started capping. Let's see what we can find there. There's a Black Prince and a Jagdtiger 88 in that area, but only one of them's decided to cap. They may actually have done better if both of them had been capping. They might have won this one, but use the mobility of the Comet. It's not as good as the Cromwell for mobility, but it's still very good and quickly gets up to top speed on most terrains. Decide to go all the way around the back here rather than trying to head through the middle, because you're likely to end up in front of the guns if you go through the middle. So I'm going to go round the back, hopefully put myself into the side of the Jagdtiger who seems to be capping. loading APCR here in case I end up facing his front, which is never a good idea. I could take a hit from him and should be able to get a couple of hits into him. So come round the corner, see where he is. At this point he's on his way out. Managed to bounce one of his superstructure despite the APCR, and then one into the side of him, two into the side of him. Probably at this point should have reloaded AP, but all the excitement of the damage and the pressure of the game, I decided to waste credits on APCR, going after the Black Prince and try and get some flank shots into him. You see we've got some good support here from the TVP, T54E1. Get the side of the Black Prince, didn't really need the APCR at all for this. Trying to get some tracking, missing. Thinking he quickly goes down, trying to put a shot into the AMX-30 and miss, and of course artillery pays us all attention. One stuns all of us, the other one kills one of my colleagues. Decided to pull back around at this point. Slightly concerned that the AMX-30 is going to come around the flank. Have a quick look, but he doesn't appear. In fact, he comes up on the other side in front of the TVP, who gets a shot into him and rams it to death. Now, in this case, we can see the defender, so he's the last tank alive. We've only got 2 artillery after this. Decide to go after the defender again with APCR. I think the APCR is actually the right choice in this situation. Unless you get his flat back of his tank, you'll have difficulty going through him. So even in the sides, because the sort of magic Russian sidearm was to eat your shots, but get a couple of shots, penetrating shots into him at the from the side. Hide, expecting the artillery to shoot again. Wouldn't be a surprise. So I'll get the tier 7 tank boys. Not quite sure what the defender's doing. He went on a little adventure, dropped down, get a few more shots into him. He's taken out the TVP, but trying to track, not quite getting the shots, and also the damage in the gun. May have trouble tracking one go, and he goes down. Now on the hunt for the artillery. The 30A2 finds one of them, takes him out, so it's just the French artillery left. We'll go after the French artillery, see if we can find him. Figure he's probably around the cap somewhere, so they tend not to move too much, although him being a quick bugger, he may have run away. So I'm going to go chase after him, see if we can find him. Over the bumps again, the Cromwell's mobility is inherited by the Comet. It's not quite as fast, but it just keeps on going over the terrain. Really good tank. Yeah, artillery appears completely not where I expected, but there we are. Clumsy 3-point turn, and we're going to see if we can get some last bits of damage on him, perhaps the kill. Always make sure you destroy the rubbish in the centre of the cap circle. 3002's on him. He's been shotgun by him by the look of it. He's got a stun, but the arty should be on reload at this point. 3002 gets one shot into him. So I come around the corner and putting one in myself. First shot goes through. 3002 bounces. I bounce off the front of the bloody arty. He shoots and kills us both. Still saves him suiciding on the side of a building. So, mastery in the tier 9, not bad in the Comet. 3.2k damage, nearly 700 assistance with 3 kills. Even managed to make a little bit of a profit in this one, I think. Big shout out to the T54E1, he played really well in this, really good game. And yeah, made 6,000 credits even despite the APCR spam. Thanks very much, and have a good day.